Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. They've added some new briefings to this universe online. Basically, they've added some Batman briefings in the memory of Kevin Conroy. Oh, let us switch armory. That's better. Basically, in order to be able to look for those briefings, I'm going to use the support ability World's Greatest Detective from the Batman ally character. You could decide to use some radar enhancers. If you do have the Batman ally, there is no need to waste some radar enhancer. You can decide to give those radar enhancer to one of your alternate character that does not have the Batman. So I figured we would start at the bat signal in Gotham, and when you know, there is a briefing over here.
This is Batman. Security level Omega. Password Delta Charlie -27-5-1939. Enable new protocol. Title Agamemno Contingency. Recently, an extraterrestrial power swapped the bodies of the Justice League with members of the Secret Society of Supervillains. We were able to reverse this process and undo what damage had been done to our reputations and private lives. But should anything like this happen again, or should any of the core members of the League turn rogue, we need to have plans in place to handle each and every one of us, should we become a threat. The members of the League are my teammates, but we need to be prepared for the worst. Always.
So the briefings are spread throughout Gotham and throughout Metropolis. Oh, it seems there's one in Crime Alley. For those of you who do not know, this here is Crime Alley, and this is where the Waynes were murdered. So it's no surprise if they did put a briefing over here.
Agamemno Contingency, file code name Last Son. If Superman ever becomes a threat to the planet, the following protocols will need to be enacted to ensure our survival. The sample of green kryptonite in Vault 7B, provided by Superman himself, will incapacitate him with brief exposure, and prolonged exposure would, in all probability, be fatal. Portions of this kryptonite, under exposure to radiation, created a variation of kryptonite that is red in color. Side effects of this type of kryptonite are unknown. Further testing is required.
So we have one near the Metro Station building. Let's go pick it up.
Agamemno Contingency, file code name Olympus. Diana is a good friend, which is just one reason it would be difficult to face her in combat, should she turn against the League. It's not a thought I relish. But if it must be done, the following strategy could be useful. If she could be convinced that she is fighting an equal, she could then theoretically be trapped in an unending cycle of combat against a phantom opponent. Must investigate feasibility of neural virtual reality technology.
It would seem we have found another one of the briefings, although in this case, it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. It's not really close. It's a bit close to Star Labs, I suppose.
Agamemno Contingency, file codename Red Sands. Jean Johns, the Manhunter from Mars, is the heart and soul of the Justice League. However, his strength and speed make him a formidable opponent should he ever turn against us. His vulnerability to fire would be hard to exploit in a defensive position. However, research suggests that a nanite virus spiked with magnesium would cause his skin to combust in contact with the air, neutralizing him as a threat. Must investigate further.
So here we have another one in Gotham. There's not really, let's see. So we're not that far from the East End GCPD police station, or Crime Alley, for example. So let's pick it up.
Agamemno Contingency, file codename Polymer. Plastic Man, a unique opponent. Every molecule of his body is under his command, and he can make himself into anything he imagines. We're lucky that he's on our side, and that he's more concerned with being comic relief than anything else. But should he turn, freezing him with liquid nitrogen or some other agent is the best emergency response I've been able to identify. After that, it's just a question of storage.
So we do have one of the briefings at the bridge. Let's go to the map. So to the far right of the map, you can see there's a bridge up here. So one of the collection is just over here. One of the briefings, I should say, is just over here. Oh, let's give a little bow here.
Agamemno Contingency. Notes section. Basic counters to other JLA members require further research. Flash. Paralysis. Green Arrow. Immobilize one of his arms. Zatanna. Trachea trauma. A well-timed blow would easily do the trick. Red Tornado. EMP. Firestorm. Phantom Zone. Lack of raw materials should nullify his powers. Aquaman. Hydrophobia. Investigate modification of Scarecrow's fear toxin. Black Canary. Tear gas, if administered quickly enough, should cut off her ability to speak and scream. Alternatively, I have recordings of her scream, which, if played back at equal intensity, can cancel out the sound waves. If these contingency plans are discovered in the wake of my being incapacitated, please understand, this had to be done for each of us. Which brings us to Agamemno Contingency, codename Detective. While Batman is a master strategist and combatant, he is only human. The best way to disable his strategic abilities would be to distract him. His parents are an excellent blind spot, as is his endless crusade to protect the innocent. Taking hostages is a good distraction, particularly if they're friends or family.
And the last briefing is in South Gotham. It is directly south of the GCPD headquarters, so you can see over here. So let's pick it up.
Agamemno Contingency, file codename 2814. The ring of a Green Lantern is the most powerful weapon in the universe, limited only by the imagination of the bearer. The ring cannot be separated from the wielder except in the event of their death, and the ring's natural defenses prevent direct attack. But in order to use the ring, the core member needs to be able to see what they are doing. While an attack on the eyes would be ill-advised due to the defenses of the ring, see Table 38B for full offensive lists and their attendant probabilities of success. Research indicates that a post-hypnotic suggestion could be planted into the Green Lantern's psyche, causing them to believe themselves blind. The ring would then make them blind, enforced by their own willpower. Must test out this theory on Guy Gardner.
So once you get all the briefings, odds are we'll get it by mail. We'll get the little reward by mail. Let's go back to our lair. Sometimes the mail can be a bit slow, so if you have to wait a bit, it's normal. It happens. One trick if you want to trigger the mail, just purchase an item for $1 on the broker, and it will trigger the mail that you're expecting. So here we get a mail from Batman, the last contingency. So you can see we'll get a little box with a bunch of rewards, so let us accept. So if we take a look at the box, sadly we cannot trade it. So it will give us a few items, the Batwing base pet, the Bat Signal on, the Windows to Gotham Bat Signal, and the loading screen poster, Batman. So let's open the box. And these items are also cannot trade, so you won't be able to sell them on a broker, sadly. You should be able to get the briefings with all of your characters, so it doesn't matter if these items are cannot trade. So let us consume the Batwing base pet. We had it as a gift some time ago. I think we had it for Batman Day a couple of years ago. But now it seems we will be able to get it thanks to that briefing. The Bat Signal on. As you can see, I already have a few. It's a base item that can drop from playing the Earth 3 missions, or that you can purchase on the broker. But if you don't want to play the broker, again, all you need to do is gather those briefings, and you'll get the Bat Signal. The Window to Gotham Bat Signal. It's a really nice window. I have quite a few of those. It's an item that comes from the Riddle with Crime DLC. Or again, you could purchase it from the broker if you want to. And last but not least, the loading screen poster, Batman. So as you can see, there's two versions of this poster. The first one comes from the anniversary event. We will be able to get the poster again when the anniversary event comes back in January, but there is the one that we just got, and it is the smaller version of the poster. It's a nice enough poster. If you've been playing this Universe Online for some time, you probably saw that loading screen quite a lot. I have to admit, this is a nice surprise. I'm quite happy with those rewards. So there you go, guys. So we have some new briefings that have been added to the game, and they're easy enough to be able to get. So if you want to get some nice Batman themed base items, all you need to do is to gather those briefings.